What's up, my fellow flyers? Welcome back again. It's another week, another episode, and this time on FPV RAW, I have a guest here from SoCal. You guys may know him. He does videos and he does mini quads and all those goofing around stuff on YouTube and social media. It's Konetzny FPV. He's here. He's on the show. So let's give him a welcome, and I'm gonna let him take it away. You guys know who I am already by now. It's a couple episodes in, but I'm gonna give it to him and let him fill you guys in on what he does.
All right, what's up, guys? So I don't know. I like how you got all throaty with that. The Konetzny. I don't know if I could do it that well. I'm like getting over a cold right now, but but yeah. My name's Eric. I go by Konetzny. For most people, it's Eric Konetzny, but that's how I got Konetzny. So everyone always says Eric Konetzny. But yeah, I fly mini quads. I just thrash them around, and I like recording videos and kind of doing the whole vlog thing, and just any videos in general. Anything I could get creative with a mini quad, I like to do. Yeah. So
how did you get into this mess?
I got into it by mainly like I was on Thingiverse like for 3D printing.
Yeah.
And I saw a 3D printed quad from Hovership. You could print like the whole thing, and I use a 3D printer at my shop. We do like we build a lot of motorcycle parts and accessories and custom motorcycles and everything. So we use a 3D printer for like rapid prototyping.
Yeah.
And then if that works, then we send it off to CNC or whatever. And I saw this thing and I was like, oh shit, like screw all the stuff that needs to go to CNC. I'm going to print out this little mini quad. And I printed it out. And then like I was like, what do I do with these parts? So I started looking, and I was like, okay, I got to buy ESCs, I got to buy motors, I got to buy all this like stuff. I had no idea what I needed to get. And so I just ordered some stuff up from I don't even remember where I ordered it up at the time. It might have been Hobby King.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It was one of those just like, I'm pretty sure it was Hobby King. One of the big ones where you could just order up a bunch of like crap parts, basically.
Probably Hobby King.
And yeah, seriously, like it probably is. I just remember like I didn't even have anything, like at the time, like remember when, I don't know if you remember like Sunny Sky motors were like the legit thing.
Yeah,
so I didn't even have that. They were like, I don't even know. They weren't even like multi-stars, I don't think. They were crappy. And the whole setup was, I don't know. I thought it was rad. I put it all together, and I was like, I think I got this thing working. And I remember going to a field by my house, turning it on, and it actually flew. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I was like hovering it a little bit and flying like back, forward pitch, back, stuff like that. Nothing crazy yet. I didn't know what I was doing, but it was up in the air, and I'm like, this thing flies. Like, holy shit. Like, I printed this fucking thing like a week ago. And I was more amazed that 3D printed parts could fly, actually. Yeah. More than the actual, like, I have a little mini quad. And so I was stoked, and I went to go home, and it's SoCal, and it's summertime, and I threw the mini quad in my car, and I came back to the car like a day later or something, and all the PLA parts were all fucking melted and shit. So the arms were all, it looked like a dolly painting or something. It was all melted and crazy, and that was the end of it. And then I went online and I was like, all right, 3D printed parts don't work.
Yeah.
And I looked for stuff, and I found out there was like carbon parts and all the rest of that stuff, and that's pretty much how I got into it. That's how I found like independent companies were making frames and all that stuff. I don't even remember the first frames I even saw. It was like, I think the first one I found was the Blackout.
Was
the first mini quad frame I found, and I found like some bigger ones and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like the Blackout Hovership had the Zool, and that was all I really found, I think. and then I found out about those Sunny Sky motors. I was like, ooh, this looks like this is what everybody's rocking is these Sunny Skies. I was like they were what? They were like 2204, 2300 kV or something.
That was the shit back in the day.
Yeah, and then I saw those, and I remember looking around, and I ended up ordering Cobras. I ended up getting the Cobra 2300 kVs because those were supposed to be the shit. And I like when it comes to things, usually I'm like, okay, it's just something with like me and even my brother and stuff where we always have to have like you know, the good quality parts. It comes from my dad. My dad's like a Czech and German dude, like, you know, has to be like,
name
okay, now
shit.
that if you're going to get into it, you got to get some quality shit. Don't mess around with like, you know, the shit that you're going to keep dumping money into. Just get it right the first time, you know. Oh. That's comes from my dad. But yeah, so I was like, these motors got to be good. Like they look like they're good. It looks like what everyone's like running, and it had good reviews at the time.
Yeah,
we all know what happened with the Cobra motors, but
yeah, then magnets get spit out and shit like that. But
yeah,
I mean,
lose a couple teeth.
Well, it's like the NTM motors back in the back in the day, even now. I mean, they're good at cheap motors, but what happens? A lot of people were putting higher C batteries in these little motors. They're cheap to start with. And so when they put higher C batteries, they're bumping the range of the amp draw of the motor, and it's starting to burn up. Or you know, there was like a fine line of you had to stay below what it was capable of, and they were frying it left and right. And I've fried a couple, but you know, it happens. I mean, it happens.
Melting all the Elmer's glue off the magnets and shit.
The resin catches on fire, and the FPV genie pops out.
Oh yeah.
So what are you up to now? I mean, what are you into now? Getting started?
Like what am I into? Like what's pushing me, or like what am I?
Yeah. What's on the bench, and what would you like to see, you know, happen, or what would you like to see, you know, out there in terms of like models or you know, just anything really.
Let's see. I mean, on the bench, like I'm really into wings actually right now. I'm really into wings that I want to see stable footage from wings. Yeah. Because like coming from mini quads, you're so used to like getting pretty stable footage.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually like my main thing in all of it. Like if anything that I'm into or whatever right now, my main thing is just stable footage. Mm-hmm. I think before when I got into it, I didn't know much. I was watching videos online, mm-hmm. and I was attracted to two type of videos at the time, which was like the freestyle aspect of FPV, like mini quads. Yeah. And dudes that were doing like long range wing flights. Yeah. To where I could start the video at like, you know, 1:20 and then skip the YouTube video to like 6 minutes, and I'm like, God, he's still fucking flying. Like, this is crazy. So, like, that stuff like got me like just really into the whole deal. And then my biggest disappointment was I found out mini quads you can't do long range with. I was like, oh, I want to go like 2 miles out with a mini quad or something. And then that was my disappointment. So I still went the mini quad route because it was more accessible, I felt like, at the time. Yeah. And now I'm looking more at wing stuff to where I'm like, you know what, I could go do a nice wing flight, get a mile out easily. Now where things are, I could get a mile out with my like a 6-inch mini quad and get back. I've done that a couple of times. Yeah. But I mean, with a wing, you could like, there's like no worries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's super. I mean, like even if your motor dies, you can still glide it back.
Yeah. There's a lot more like positives to flying far with a wing. You're not like a bowling ball in the air if like all things fail, you know?
Well, I mean, so when I was playing with the mini quads and I would fly it, and I had to get it stuck in my head. And if you kill the throttle, it doesn't glide. It just drops. Yeah. So I was like, fuck. Yeah. And so every time I crash, I'd, you know, be breaking something. I was like, God damn it. Like I could, and then plus I haven't flown enough to like still have it sink in. So It's you realizing what you're doing is kind of tricky. Do you have a lot of room out there in your area?
I do. I have like just behind my house. I mean, I got some good like hills that are open. Like the air is pretty calm all the time, and it's got some good little valleys and little spots I could just, climb to the top of the hill, launch from there, and have good range and signal and fly pretty good. And I got some good spots all around me actually.
Is that's the video? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, the thing by me is, like, I mean, with mini quads and just everything in general, like, nobody gives a fuck about them. Like, everybody's just super stoked. And I always tell everybody to come out and fly by me because I'm like, dude, I don't get hassled by, like, anybody. And usually I'll see someone, I'm like, oh, gosh, here comes somebody with their dog and everything. And they're just like, oh, dude, what is that? Like, show me what it does, And just the normal, the normal questions you get.
Yeah.
Like, how far does it go? How high?
They're just curious. You're like, I can't tell you how high I'm at right now.
Yeah, I always carry like a extra set of goggles or like a monitor with me.
Yeah.
And so I'll just set that up and I'm like, dude, check it out. This is gnarly, huh? I'm like, you want to see some shit?
Like, where are you at?
Yeah, I totally do that. I'm like, want to see something gnarly? Check this out.
Yeah, this is like even when people see it, they don't realize that you're this object that's out there transmitting a live video, live feed, and it's happening right now.
It blows me away all the time. Still, like even when I explain it to people, I'm like, this little transmitter in here and this little like micro receiver, especially like I'll run the TBS like micro receiver, and I'm like, that thing, I mean, I don't think I've found the range capability of it yet with what I've been doing. And I'm like, it's crazy to think this thing could get me out there so far away, and I could still have a clear picture. I mean, I've taken, I don't know if you've seen all my videos on YouTube, but I mean, I've been in some really bad, like, noise floor areas for, like, radio signal and video and everything, and I could still, like, I could crank that shit up, and I could still get a good video over everything, and just, like, I'm probably blowing out everybody's modems like, on the way up a fucking building or some shit.
Like, what the hell is this going on?
Yeah.
I'm staring at a dude's crotch. He's just plugged in. What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, I seen the video when you lost the quad out in the up on the hill, and you went out looking for it. Did you ever find it? What happened to that?
I haven't yet. That one, like, I don't even know. Like, I want to find it so I could figure out what happened, because it's a common, like, hill that I'm always flying and doing everything at, and it was so basic. I was just flying up it, made a simple little, like, right turn to go back down, like, there's like a little valley, like between two hills, there's like I don't know what you call that.
A little channel, a little valley.
Yeah, like a little channel, and I always just cruise down it, and I made the right, and my video just went, like, just straight fuzz.
Ooh.
And so I know I still had battery power, so it's almost like when your battery unplugs, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't even know what happened. It's up there somewhere. I'm pretty sure I still had, like,
a donation.
Radio, so yeah, so I had, like, radio for, like, a little bit, like a link still, I'm pretty sure, but I killed the motors because I was like, screw it, like, I don't want this thing flying out too far or whatever. I'm just going to kill it, let it drop. I know where it's at, and I could hike up the ways. And I went up there. There's a path. I looked to the left and looked to the right. I didn't see anything, so I was like, nobody's going to just, like, see this thing and pick it up. So that's what's good. So I'm pretty sure it's in a bush somewhere, just hanging out. I'm not exactly sure where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely somewhere that I could get it.
Well, maybe maybe a hiker's dog probably found it.
I don't think so. I did get it. I mean, I got a chance to go up there and like check the whole area out for the most part, but I didn't get, like, a detailed chance because, like, it was just rain out here for like, I don't know if you had it up north, but it was raining for like a few weeks straight. I felt like it's just recently stopped raining.
Yeah, we're going to have it here tomorrow probably.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain again. So that's actually the only reason I haven't been up there to go look. I might be able to still find it. Everyone's been asking me too in my comments and stuff on YouTube. They're just like, "Hey, have you found that quad, or have you looked?" And I'm like, I haven't even gotten a chance to go up there and really look yet. I did have the TBS micro receiver that you can have like a find mode. Yeah. I don't know if you ever used a Crossfire, but on the back there's like a find mode, and that's the only reason I know everything was still fine. But the problem was it was really windy, so I could flip the motor. You know how if you flip the motors, you'd probably hear it like spinning in a bush or something. Yeah. I was flipping them and in the throttle, but with so much wind, I couldn't really hear it. Damn it. I would just hear wind like on my ears, like the wind noise. But I had a connection on the find mode and even regular remote signal, so I know it's in range somewhere up there. So I know it's not gone. I know it's up there. And I got halfway up. I got to like about 60% on the find mode, which is pretty close. Yeah. And then the battery finally died on the quad, so like the receiver went out, so then it went out of find mode. Oh, and dude. So I never got close enough to where I need it. So I have, when I get a chance to go back up there, I have this like I don't know, like grid par 3 like golf hole of like size that it's got to be in that area.
I gotta take a metal detector up there.
Yeah, I gotta do something. Everyone's like, fly your Phantom over it and upload the video, and we'll look from above and all this stuff. And it's super cool that everyone's like kind of willing to help, and people that are local, it's like, hey, I'm not too far from you. I'll come out and I'll help you or whatever. And I'm like, okay, but it's like with the bushes that are up there, it's like a needle in a haystack, especially now because everything's really green and growing, and I'm waiting till everything just dies. It gets like really dry out here, and then I'll find it like a wreckage, like in a bush, you know, like just hanging in there.
Yeah. So in our area, we have a big open field, and it's the field that I fly in the most. And when like even right now, it's probably about maybe 2-3 feet high. It's pretty high. So if you do go down, I mean, you can walk right past it, and it'll be sitting, next to you, and you will probably never find it. The farmer goes on the tractor, and like all the planes get pulled up on the tractor. So he's like, "Oh, found one." So
yeah, that's exactly how I feel like this is, to where it's these random little round bushes. So it's nothing like it's like a tall grass or anything. Yeah, you can walk around stuff, but I mean, I've tossed a quad in one of those bushes and it just swallows it up. Oh yeah, to where you would never see it. So I'm pretty sure I probably that same day I walked right past it. I didn't see it, and it was right there. And I mean, I didn't even hear like it was. If there was no wind, I'm sure I would have found it, because like your ESCs will beep after like 10 minutes or something. I was in that time frame of everything. I would have heard it or heard the prop spinning, but it was just too windy. I don't know. Yeah,
that's no good.
That quad wanted to be lost is what I'm thinking.
I've seen some shit, man. I'm out of here.
This is a good day to fucking go. I just dove down the tallest building in LA. I've had a good life as a mini quad. I'm out.
He told his other friends. He's like, "Look, guys, today I'm making my move."
Yeah.
And then he just said, "Peace out, bitches."
He told his other friends, he's like, "Dude, this guy's an asshole. He puts me in some sketchy situations."
He was like the Indian when one flew over the cuckoo's nest, where he threw that big water thing at the wall, fucking ran out. Fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a good quad too. That was one actually I hacked up because I don't know. I can't really keep it anything like. I can't keep it. I'm like, I do fabrication. I do all kinds of stuff. I just like building things in general. Yeah. And I can't keep anything like stock in a way. That's the best way to put it, I guess. And, that's the one that I smashed down to like a 20 millimeter standoffs, and I dropped the CG of the frame down. And
yeah, you got it down where it's like super freaking thin, like all the main frames or the belly plates are like super stacked.
Yeah, so many of them are coming out now too that are like are low, which is good. I mean, like it does feel better when you're like, I didn't notice it on a 5-inch. I tried 5-inch arms on more of like a smashed like body, like that, like a lowered body, should I say? And I didn't really notice a difference. But on the 6-inch, which I normally fly, like I know most people fly 5-inch quads, but I tend to fly a 6-inch quad. I really noticed the difference of dropping the CG down more on the prop line. It felt a lot better in the air, a lot more stable, especially for freestyle. I don't know. A lot of shit I don't know matters for like racing. I don't know. Well, like for me, I just fucking, I don't know with racing. I don't really give a shit about it, but.
Well, I mean, because this is stuff that I don't know. Like I can talk wings all day long, and everyone who knows, or who listens is just, that's all I talk about, wings. And so, at times I'm still curious about mini quads, and I don't know how it all works because, since I've seen the quads back in the day fly in like super heavy wind, like we went to Hawaii and like the Drone National guys, all the guys were there, and it was fucking windy I couldn't even upload the video. It was so bad. Like it was just everywhere. But their mini quad, even with the battery pack and everything and how windy it was so smooth. So that little flight controller is doing a lot of fucking, calculating.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, fuck it. As long as you hit your lines as a
unless
pilot,
you're using racecraft or some shit, then your shit's all fucked up still.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'm not racecraft, race flight.
Well, well, if you're good at just hitting lines in general,
I'm kidding.
If you're just good at hitting, no, it's cool. Don't worry, dude. I talk shit all the time on this, but it's all for fun. So it's all to just to kind of generate a little bit of fun, BS, and it's fun. That's what I do. I'm in construction, so I talk shit all the time. But at the end of the day,
it's like the shit here. We're just talking shit on everything. Yeah, when you're around this all the time, it's like you're having fun just talking shit.
Oh yeah.
Get the stick out of your ass.
But the thing, oh hell yeah. The so like when the guys who race and guys have really good lines, I mean, you put any craft in their fucking hands and they're gonna be good.
Yeah, like I like racing to a certain aspect. Like there takes some skill to it. I'm like, for sure.
Oh,
the guys that are good are good.
Yeah.
Like Sean Taylor and I don't know if he's from China or Chinese guy, Minchin or something like that.
Okay.
I've seen him fly, like Luke Bannister.
Yeah. Conrad's pretty freaking good, dude.
Yeah, like there's guys that are like they're good. They understand like the flow of like racing on a course and everything.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like at Drone Nationals in New York, I think that's where I saw, like, I've been to races out like by me, like the smaller like just put together races. I don't know if they're multi GP or like whatever, where the guys just come out and you get guys from every like intermediate to advanced, like every group basically. So you don't really see much. But when you go to something like, Drone Nationals or something like that, you see basically the handfuls of like the best of the best in a way. Because I mean, I think the U.S. nationally, no offense to any other countries or anything, I feel we have the biggest handfuls of the best pilots though.
Yeah.
I think like, the other countries, it's very selective still because of there's not too many people that are, I think we're a lot more into it and, advanced in the hobby than some of the other countries right now. And I don't know if you noticed that at Drone Worlds. It's probably like, there's a handful of guys like from other countries that are good, but in the U.S. it just seems like there's more teams of guys that are good.
Well, one thing I noticed about the drone worlds when I went to Hawaii, that the overseas, like the I don't know if there's like Korea or whatever, but they had like a straight up team, like
maybe that's who he's part of, that Minchin guy. Maybe it's Korea, one of those. Yeah.
So I don't know if they have like a house,
and they're pretty legit too.
Train all day.
Probably they fucking come out here and they're just dedicated to kicking our ass is all they're doing.
Well, you watch I don't watch, but I've seen the Dota matches or the Dota's is pretty big, or like StarCraft. They're the guys that like They have like a house, and that's all they do.
That's all they do. Yeah.
Vice just did a recent one, and it's American guy. He plays 23 hours a day,
and he's still not good enough.
He's always like he's supposed to be like the best. But
he needs that 24th hour.
That's all he does. He just freaking plays. So I wonder if they got the same mentality over there, or they're going to start.
Oh, yeah, they probably do.
It's like when you become a sumo wrestler, like you're inside the house, the training house. The guy provides meals, and you're just sitting there fucking training all fucking day,
getting your ass kicked all day,
dude. And it's just good. Leave it up to Konetzny to just puts his 2 packs in at the races and whoops ass, huh?
No, what I was saying, no, not at all. I think I finished like 12th or something there, like when I was there. I wish I was like in the top 5 or something.
That's okay. I always come in last.
Yeah, 12th was good enough for me. I mean, shit, like I don't even really race that much. But what I was trying to get to is I totally noticed a difference in freestyle pilots that race and guys that just race. Their lines, the guys that just race, their lines are like fucking, like they're almost like premeditated, I feel like, going into every gate. And then the guys that are freestyle, they're just like, oh fuck, that's the gate I need to go through. And then they just like dive into it, pull out of it, and then you just like fly to the next gate. Like you're not even worried about finding lines, you're just going gate to gate like as fast and as sloppy as possible.
That's how I roll. Fast and sloppy.
Yeah.
It's I mean, these guys, well, like usually from what I know, the course that we had at Drone Nationals in New York, they changed it there at the spot. So we were trying to like remember.
Yeah, that shit sucked for you guys.
We were trying to remember.
You guys were supposed to be in that far field or something.
Yeah. Well, and we're like, what the fuck? There's nobody here. Like, bring it over here. So
yeah,
so we had to remember it. We had to remember that
was
course.
Sick though. I remember watching all you guys fly because I was like, holy fuck, these things are so fast. Like,
oh shit,
you guys were hauling ass. I don't even remember. There was one guy. I don't even know who it was. I just remember looking through the goggles every time. I could like hear the difference in his wing or something, and I'd put on the goggles and I'd find his channel and like. It just looked like he was going so fast, and the picture in the goggles was all shaky and shit, and like he was fucking flying that thing like perfectly, like, and I'm like, how the fuck is he even flying this thing? It's like all over the place, and he's going like 120 miles an hour. Yeah, like by the time he passed by us, I feel like I could probably count like a few seconds, and he was already back on that course because like you guys were doing like. Pretty much open loop, like kind of like it wasn't a circle, but you guys had to go around that far back area and everything. But it seems so fast how you guys came around.
I think they were around the 20 second mark for a lap. But
yeah,
you're also
it was fast.
You're also burning like around I would say a conservative 60 amps around there constant for the full time. So you're
and then
burning.
you get to that back area, and your video is all shitty, and you're just guessing.
Yep. And that's what happens. The only thing because we need a little bit more room. So when you're doing 120 plus, you're like boom, and then you're out of the freaking frequency range, and they're like, "Well, you can only use 250 watts." You're like, "What the fuck? Like I can't."
Oh yeah, that was crazy too.
So that
was a crazy rule.
Did they give you that little the immersion tramp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I got that shit.
I got it in the drawer. Good idea. It's a cool idea, but I want control of what the fuck I'm doing. Like I want to put it in the pit mode.
I want to just be able to put it on fucking 800 milliwatts like a Unify and just fucking say fuck you to everything else around me.
Everyone's going to be watching my channel. Fuck this.
Yeah, dude, you know what's crazy is actually at that race, that's when I just got the LaForge like V2.
Okay.
The first time like I used it, I only used it I had it for like a week prior to going there.
How'd you like it?
When I was there, it was good. I'm still using it. It's like really good. I've never had any issues. Like I always see people say like sometimes they have issues with it burning up that cable or something, and it like overheating their like a cable for the fat sharks and going out and all that stuff. And I've never had a problem with it. So I better knock on my wooden table here. But my goggles are going to go to shit tomorrow. But
I'll show you.
Yeah. But it's crazy. I had a patch and I had a like just omnidirectional like antenna on there.
Yeah.
Like a mad mushroom is what I had. And I remember the patch facing the city, like across the island, and I picked up video from a building that was up, like it was facing the island, and I was like, "What the fuck? That's the island!" Like,
I heard about that.
And then like I was showing a bunch of people. I'm like, "Dude, check this out!" Like everybody that was around us, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy!" And I went and told what's the my mind's blank right now. The dude from Immersion. That was
Anthony.
Tony.
Yeah,
Tony?
Anthony or Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, you better like, fix this shit and like put people off of this channel because they're gonna straight up see a building, and everybody was saying that's like DRL's headquarters or some shit, and
they're setting all their patch antennas facing on the transmitter of the island,
trying to like fuck up the fucking national shit. It was funny.
They probably only had like 200 milliwatts, so they couldn't reach the island. They needed a bigger directional antenna.
Yeah, but that was fun. That was fun meeting a lot of the guys out there and everything that like you talk to online or you don't really see that much and meeting those dudes. So that's what's good about, I guess, the races is everybody kind of gets together.
Oh yeah,
and you can meet people.
The cool thing about it is that everyone was talking shit about the event. I mean, it was the first really big event that ESPN, AIG was there. All the the big companies in fucking New York City. So everyone that was talking shit, it's like, look, you can make your own company and try to get the island too, but since you didn't, shut the fuck up and just enjoy the fucking event. I spent money to go there, and I had fun. I got to see everyone. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I mean, like I rented every day. I rented one of those fucking bikes, and like I knew like that. Like going to any race, like it doesn't matter if it's something big on that scale or even like a small race you're going in your local area.
Yeah.
The main reason I don't really like going to races, I hate fucking waiting around all day to like fly.
Yeah.
And so I already knew going there. I'm like, okay, this is even on a bigger scale. If I wait like 30 minutes in between races at a small race, I'm going to be waiting an hour or something. Like you have to know that's coming. So I would just rent the bike and I'd cruise around the island and shit and not even worry. Like I was like, hey, if my heat gets called, I really doubt it will by the time I make this loop around the island. That was the thing. Like I think some people just don't, they lose fun in the aspect of what they're doing. And once you lose the fun in what you're doing, then to me, I don't want to do it anymore. Whenever I lose fun in whether it's making videos, building things, flying mini quads or anything, then it just sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. So, you got to always keep the fun in there and quit bitching about all the small things.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Just, basically the event, I know it was the first one. So, I mean, I'm still waiting for other, even this year, I don't know what's going to happen this year. I haven't heard any talks
for like nationals.
Like, anything big. It's usually it's like a backyard
I haven't heard anything either.
Yeah. For
anything big. World was the last thing I heard.
Yeah. So like Drone Nationals,
couldn't afford to go out to World.
It was expensive, man. It was it was a grip. But I knew about that like a year in advance. So I was like, okay, cool. And then Drone Nationals and the NAFPV, like I knew that in advance too. So I was like, okay.
They just had that big Sebring one, right?
Yeah, they had the big Sebring one. I don't know how that was. But that's a strike. That was a strike for me.
I don't know.
Maybe next
Everyone
year.
always asks, like, are you going out to this race or something? I'm like, no, like, I just don't. Like, unless there's maybe a freestyle competition or something I could have fun with there.
Yeah.
For me, racing's just, I don't know, I like it. I have this vision of, for me, like, a race, and, like, how I was saying, I have, like, a lot of, like, hills and stuff in my back yard. Basically, it's not my backyard, but like basically, it's like 5 minutes I could drive there behind my house, and where I want to put up like almost like permanent like wooden or something like gates, like something nice, and make it look like organic, like into what it is, like into actual the scenery, and fly more of like a big open spaced race, of like I don't know, like a rotorcross type of thing. But
didn't Team Black Sheep do something like that back in Germany or the Netherlands?
I think they did something like that. But yeah, something like that is what I would kind of be more interested in. And then it's like, you're out away from everything. You're in a big open field. You don't have to worry about fucking video and all this shit, like trying to be in a building or somewhere populated, and you can just rip and yeah, I'd rather do it something like that. So take all the excuses from the guys that are flying that go, oh, my video went out, but no, really, you're just like flying like shit, and you want another chance to get like a freaking reflight or whatever they call that shit.
Yeah, they were supposed to do.
All you guys out there know what I'm talking about that do that shit. Do they do that with wings too in wing races?
Yeah, we had a rerun. Or we were supposed to. I never got my chance to do a rerun, so I was like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna win anything.
I mean, I've seen legitimate people that need reruns, but I've seen also a lot of dudes where I'm like, I'm the heat before them, so I just like I'm watching somebody fly. Like how you like the guys before you. Sometimes you choose their channel so you can kind of see the course before you go up and fly.
Yeah.
And I'm watching their shit, and then I see them like just freaking disarm or something and crash or like whatever it is, and they're like, my video's out. You hear them? My video, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm watching your video. It looks good. Like, and then they get like a rerun, and then they're in the next like heat, and I'm like, I don't know, like that to me that's kind of a little.
Well,
I see it. I've seen it a lot, but it
in
cracks
Hawaii
me up all the time.
In Hawaii, we had a guy. So I think we had the ground station that was provided for Drone Worlds, and we had a judge that was plugged or monitoring our feed. And like on the last, I think one of my last runs, I couldn't see shit. So we had the ground station that was provided for us with like the patch antennas, and then the cable that feeds into our goggles. So it was dead video, but I had the monitor, and it was so dark, like it was just unsafe, and I couldn't see it, and it was already racing. I was like, I can't see nothing. Like the screen was too dark, and then when I plug in, I got no video. And even the one judge that was there, he's like, let me see. And so he plugged in, he's like, I got no video. So another judge came, and he's like, I got no video. And I was like, well, fuck, do I get another run? Like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do there?
That's legit. That's legit. But
it's like
when you're already like 2 laps in, and then like and then your shit's like not working all of a sudden.
No.
Just because you're in like 4th or 5th outside of like what moves on to the next round. Then
that's
just like,
slowing everyone down. Yeah. You're just like, just put your goggles and shit away and just go relax on the sideline.
Yeah, it's just the dudes that take it like they're really serious and they just don't want to lose. I get it, but
yeah, there'll be other races. There's going to be tons of races that's going to show up
forever.
Yeah. Oh god.
Like,
yeah.
Forever. Like. Your chances are. I'm still waiting for. There's all these young kids that are just like whooping everybody's ass. It seems like that's coming on. I'm still waiting for like a 60-year-old dude to come and whoop everybody's ass. That's my thing. I want to see, because this is like there's no real age group for this. I mean, anybody could take it up.
Well,
that's what's cool about it. Like anybody could do this and get good at it.
It's gonna be the gamer, dude. It's gonna be the fucking gamer who plays, FPSs. First place, he plays fucking Counter-Strike and shit. He's going to play Unreal Tournament or Quake or Call of Duty. He's going to go in there and be like, what the fuck? This is like calling in an airstrike. Fuck this.
Yeah,
You guys are done. So it could be a kid, but like for me in the wing class, a lot of the wing guys are a little bit older, but they've got some talent. That because it's not a physical sport. Your thumbs, as long as your thumbs and your coordination.
Who's the top dog right now in wing racing?
Let's see. The top guys, I'm not gonna. Well, I don't know about the Spectrum guys because in Worlds they won first and second and third, but they were flying with flight controllers. So like everyone else was. I know it's a whole nother.
I didn't know you could run it with a flight controller.
Well, it's a stabilizer.
Well, I knew about it, but the stabilizer. Yeah. Okay.
So it's technically it's a flight controller. It's controlling your flight. Therefore,
So in case they're radio fail-safes, that it still keeps it stable until they get a link again on their Spectrums.
Well, it's in their Spectrum. It's in their Spectrum RXs, and it's like a built-in system. So that was one of the things that we were talking about. We're like, what the fuck? Like, how are you able to compete with guys who are just racing with no flight controllers?
Just straight up stick.
Just straight up stick, dude. So
that's the way it should be, though.
Well, that's what you would think.
But unless there's you could write if there's something that said it was regulated beforehand.
Yeah.
Then I guess, but they got that loophole.
Yeah, they did. They fucking and it worked too because. How as windy as it was, dude, it was so fucking windy. Like I don't know if you remember where the tent was. The wind would come off the shore, and then once it hit kind of like over the tent and it rolled into like the pit of the racetrack, dude, it was blowing. And when in 2015 when we went to Hawaii, like when I was flying, like it was super shaky in the wind. Like when you get down low. And I was like, all right, man, these guys are going to have to fight that shit. And then they're complaining, it was too shaky. It was too shaky. It's like, dude, it's the wind. You can't, it's Mother Nature. That's
like when you fly a mini quad behind like a big rig.
Uh-huh. It's all turbulence, huh?
That shit gets really shaky. Not saying anybody should be doing that. But it happens. It gets really bad. Your shit's fucking wobbling. And you got to just pull out. Yeah.
So
don't be flying behind big rigs.
That's what a lot of people need to realize, like, because you can't sense it in your goggles, right? Well, you can if you're.
Yeah. I mean, sort of. Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Like, or however you say it. To someone that's experienced, you could. Yeah, you feel the wind without having to be like in the actual aircraft. Yeah, it's fucking. That's a weird thing that only people, I guess, that fly understand. You can't. For us, we feel it. We see it. We feel it. It's weird.
It was funny when because I had experience with that when we went on the trip, and then years later, the guys that were flying on the mountaintop or trying to like cliff dive or just get close and fly low to the sideline to where everything at, and they didn't realize how freaking windy it was. So. I mean, you got to have your shit together. It was turbulence. That's what it was. It was turbulence.
Yeah, it's turbulence. So, it moves everything around.
It's funnier than hell. I was like, oh shit. But hey, there'll be more times in certain locations. It's going to be like that. Super windy.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything about any big events coming up.
Yeah, nothing.
Only thing is, I'm probably going to be going to Flight Fest West. I'll probably be there.
Cool, sweet. I'm going to try to go there too.
Nice. Yeah, me and my wife are gonna be like trucking in the RV up the coast and like stopping at a bunch of places and just kind of hanging out, going on hikes, doing fun stuff. Probably a little bit of flying and like videoing things and whatever. And then towards the end of the trip, should be around the time Flight Fest West is going on. Mm-hmm. So I'll cut over from San Francisco over to, I think, what's that area called?
Vallejo?
Vallejo?
Yeah.
Vallejo? Yeah. Go there, probably stay a night there, hang out for a while, and then head back. So that's the plan, at least.
Yeah. I think it's I don't know if it's free admission or you can pay when you get there, or you can also buy tickets online.
Yeah. I haven't really looked into that portion of it yet, but I mean, I'm going to be driving in with a freaking RV and shit, so I'm sure I'll have to fork out something for a spot.
I think it's right across the street from is it Six Flags? Six Flags.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in that area.
Oh, crazy! That place still open?
I think it's closed right now. It's usually open during the summertime when all the kids are out, and then they go there and.
Yeah, because I know it opens and closes all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be where it's just open all year round.
No, wintertime, I think they have it closed. I don't go too much, only because it's
maybe just, I could go over there and fly if it's closed.
I don't know. We have to see. Get your long range out. There's tons of hills out there, so it's nice.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. There are tons of wing.
That's the only the next thing I'll probably go to.
Yeah,
is that so?
Yeah, that's
all I really know of.
Yeah, it's the only one that's happening right now. I mean, if you're going to do an event, there should be something, right? I mean, the hell.
Yeah. Promoting something.
Unless they're scared. I don't hope they're not scared, but I don't. Yeah. Why would you be scared? Just make a big event and tell everyone to be there.
Scared of all the haters. all that hate going around and all the
there's so much haterade here.
All the groups you go on Facebook these days and just nothing but hate.
Oh God, I had experienced that this week. So it happens. It happens.
Yeah, it's good. Hate's good. It's good. It's good. It's like, what does it say? Like, any press is good press.
Yep.
So for me, it's like, I don't mind shelling it out, and I don't mind receiving it, because either way, it's like someone's talking about you, and you're making a fuss. You're stirring whether you're stirring the pot or being stirred in a way, like
that's what that's what Trump did.
yeah, exactly. And
made himself look funnier in hell.
Yeah, and he, now he's in charge of all this. So.
It's just funny. You see shit like that, and you're like, okay, that's why they did it. It's just generating buzz. So just like in social media, I wanted to kind of like work my way into that. Social media and using it for your advantage, using it to kind of promote yourself and kind of get your brand out there. Like, what for the guys who are listening and the guys that who follow you, what would you suggest, or what are some of the guidelines that you could do to help them out? I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
The main thing is just be super active in it. You can't just but like if you're trying to do anything with it, especially in like FPV is so saturated right now. I mean, everybody's trying to do a vlog. Everybody's trying to make flight videos. Anybody that finds out they could strap a camera to something and fly it, whether it's like a Phantom or whatever, is going to be posting video. You have to realize everybody's going to be posting that video. So if you post something, it's going to fall into just the pit of everything else that's there. So you have to stay up on it. And, post as much as possible, stir the pot as much as you can. At least that's what I usually will try and do. But, it's hard. It's hard to get recognized. Like, these days, like, it's really hard to get recognized for anything. Just, like I said, there's so many good pilots coming around. Like, I don't even know if you recently seen any videos. Like, Ethan from Maui?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, the kid fucking kills it, right?
Oh,
I mean, you could be... There's so many guys that could be doing gnarly shit. He drops a video and you're just like, oh fuck. All right, like
he was there when we did the Hawaii tour. He was
yeah. He's a really cool kid.
Oh yeah.
Super nice kid, and he just shits on everybody, like in a sense, like that's how it is.
That's raw talent. Like you can't deny.
All it is. You can't fuck with it. Yeah, you can't fuck with that.
He did it with Chad and Steele. They played horse when we were in Hawaii. He was like, all right, let's play, let's do the move. And that kid was hitting every goddamn thing. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's legit. And so that's kind of what it is. You have to find like where your little niche is, and where you want to put yourself in the whole realm of things, whether it's like, like find out what it is. Maybe you're really good at builds. Maybe don't worry about being the best pilot and doing all the shit. Like, don't try and be an Ethan.
Yeah.
Or something. Be a guy that does really clean and good. Because I see guys out there that do fucking amazing builds. Like, I'm like, Jesus, that thing's so clean, I wouldn't even fly it. Because, like, I'm going to fuck that thing up. And I'm going to cry because it's it looks like they put so much time into it. But people want to see that, and people want you could build your name that way, and you have companies send you stuff because you're showcasing the builds and the motors you're using and things like that. So you could do that side of it. You could be a tech guy, and for everybody that's getting into it and doesn't know much about the mini quads or whatever, you could be the tech guy for them. For me, I kind of like mixing a little bit of like just stories. I like just telling stories with this stuff. I might not be the best pilot or something, compared to like a lot of guys and stuff like that.
You're pretty damn good, dude.
I'm probably good. Yeah, I'm probably decent to like a lot of them. But for me, I look at it as I like to use it more as a camera on top of the mini quad as another like form of telling basically a story I want to make into a video or capture like a feeling that somebody could get out of video by seeing it. So whether it's like how I put it together with a song or different cuts or something like that's how I look at it, and I try and grab subscribers and followers on that end of it. And like that's why like right now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really like I want to get into wings and stuff, because in my head I find myself going, man, there's some really good stories I could tell with a wing. And the stuff a wing could do that I know a quad can't do, but for the video I want to capture and post, I need a wing to do that story. So for me, it's just like it's like having like a regular camera. It's like an extended camera for that aspect. But I'd say like with mini quads, you just have to find your little niche of things. I mean, you could be like the shit talker. You know what I mean? If that's what you're really good at. People might watch your videos for being like the shit talker of everything. Be like, damn, this guy talks a lot of shit and it's funny. I mean, I haven't seen that guy really yet. Like the guy that's all he does is like, he's the really controversial guy, but he's funny. He like everybody knows it's a joke, but he likes to do those things. So there's I feel like there's so many things that haven't been really tapped into yet of like people that are posting stuff. Right now everybody's trying to vlog and just make videos, and it's fine. Like I have nothing against that, but I mean, I think I did over like 115 vlogs or something.
Holy crap!
Or something like that. Like that's where I ended up at, because I was doing them daily for a while and everything, and I like them. I was trying to tell like little mini stories to my days every day of flying and everything, and but it wasn't really like what I wanted to do. Like every time I was like, oh, I could have made this a lot better story if I had a couple more days in between.
Yeah, you don't want to force it.
Yeah, and so I never did. I just showed like, okay, this is what I did today, and then that's it. I never really forced like a fake story out of it or something. Not saying it's fake, but like
you don't want a fake orgasm.
Yeah, you don't want to be. That's the thing. It's like you don't want to be fake about it, and I find a lot of guys are kind of like, they're doing that now. They're like, they get into the whole thing, oh, I'm going to start doing like these FPV vlogs. And it's a copy of a vlog that's already been done or something. And it's kind of like, I've already seen this. I've already seen this same spot a couple times or whatever. It's like a repetitive thing. And just be yourself. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. And if you seem like an open, approachable type person on camera, most likely you're that way off camera, and people will relate to that and follow you and subscribe to you and everything. Just you got to be real with it, because if you're not, I don't know, I feel like people pick up on that shit. I do.
They do.
They do. I watch videos all the time. A lot of people don't know. Like, just because I don't subscribe to you, I watch your fucking videos. Like, I fucking... Like, people go, oh, he's trolling videos. Yeah, I fucking troll everybody. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Like, I want to see. Like, and then sometimes I find good stuff. I'm like, I just found this one dude. I don't know. I'm going to look at my phone right now. He's fucking awesome. Like, a lot of people...
I do that with Casey Neistat, remember? Well, he's kind of like the lead vlogger, right? Like, he's a lead guy.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I don't subscribe. I just kind of watch, only because... I think he was doing them daily, and I'm like, fuck, I can't watch, I'll let him pile up.
Sometimes it's too much.
Sometimes it's too much. And then, like I said before in the other podcast, like you start to realize what he's, portraying and trying to push a product And that's when I kind of saw what he was doing. Like he was doing, here's the Samsung 360 thing. Check it out.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And then he's like, here's the Nintendo Switch. I'm opening on my plane. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. The fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, you have to think you get to a sense to where I'm sure it's like, you're getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
To do those things, and it's like, that's business. Like, that's the one it turns into more of like a business.
Yeah.
I'd say, but you gotta like do it the right way, like tastefully when it comes to that.
Yes.
I think if you do that, like people, like you said, I mean, you pick up on it. Like you're saying, you're just like, come on, bro.
Exactly. That's why. I mean, like when I watch your vlogs, yours are like more like boom, like this is it, and then you blend in your flight videos, like the one where you dive on the side of the building and you kind of like sketch the parking lot in the front, and you go home and repair it.
Oh yeah.
so you go home, you repair it, and you're like, look, just put the pieces back together and go out there again. It's like, it's easy, and you're not really selling a part, but the guys are wondering what you're using, and so they're curious. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's how a lot of it works. Because I get that so much, and especially with the 6-inch stuff, because most guys aren't flying the 6-inch mini quads. They see it and they're like, what frame is that?
Mm-hmm.
What motors do you run? Like, I have a 6-inch mini quad and I can't get the motors to run right. And I'm like, literally, there's only one motor I found that makes this thing work good, and just buy that motor.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of them out there.
Oh,
I'm not trying to like shit talk anybody, but buy that motor if you want a good flying mini quad. And I'm more on the sense of like, I only want to fly something that makes the quad react good because I'm trying to capture video with it. Like anything that causes it to shake too much or do anything that ruins my video, I don't want to use it. And especially right now with motors, there's so many motors out there. Everybody's trying to go to like tighter air gaps and like better magnets and all this stuff. And all it ends up doing is causing, like, for me, I've noticed is mid-throttle oscillations. So low throttle, I don't have anything. It's nice. I can go high throttle. You're like, wow, these are like great motors because of all the, the nice magnets and everything. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to cruise and capture video at mid-throttle and like you're chasing something down or like whatever, and it's fucking shaking because of that, and you can't tune it out, you could try all your notch filters and all this crazy wizard stuff that's in the flight controllers and all this stuff, and it still doesn't help it. And then the only thing you change is put on your old motors and it's all smooth again.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, okay, just stick to what works.
Yes.
And if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of thing. And there's so much stuff that's out there and you want to buy it. And I know, and everybody hypes it up and it's all pretty and it's all these like nice little colors and all this stuff to grab you in. If you don't need it, if all your shit's working fine right now, don't change it. Just stick to that stuff. But good example, Trappy. I use his 25 amp ESCs, the little bulletproof 25 amps.
Okay.
On multi-shot still. And there's D-Shot. The new thing is D-Shot, the digital protocol.
Got that dick shot?
Yeah, exactly. He just posted the other day, like on one of the Facebook groups, like he's like, our 25 amp ESC just got a little bit better because they made it a legit D-Shot one without removing the caps and all that, half-ass bullshit. They actually really made it legit and everything. And I commented on there. I was just like, too bad I'm not gonna buy these because your original ones are still so fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need the latest and greatest right now. Like, and if something goes out, I will get the. Oh, sorry, phone's ringing. But if something does go out, then I will switch to, the latest thing or like what's the best. But it's just I don't need it. If it works, it's fine. Just keep sticking with that, and too many people they keep shelling out the money, man.
They have to keep up with the times. They have to keep because the software is constantly changing. It's easy to mess with the software. It's getting the hardware to work with the software, and then as soon as the software changes, they got to update the hardware. And like, oh, we got these new processors or these new boards that react even faster. Go fucking get them. But what's hard is that all these companies like Team Black Sheep, they have to buy a bunch of shit and R&D it, and then they have to do it again, and then they have to do it again.
So much, yeah. So much goes into it.
So I mean, for me as a manufacturer, as you know, just a guy, I just stick with the frames. Like I know my frames work, and if that ain't broke, don't fix it. And or you can add little stuff after the fact, but you know, for guys who are in the actual development of parts, fuck, that's a crazy ass market to be in.
That's like me. It's like I've been flying the drone with frame forever. I mean, there's a lot of guys that they fly different frames, and like I'll get different frames sent to me to fly. Yeah, I'll fly them, I test them out, and I'll give them the feedback like, your frame's good. Like I love giving feedback to people on their stuff and being like, especially right now, I've been getting a lot of 6-inch frames sent to me because I feel like the hype's getting a little bigger. Like me and Tommy have been flying a lot of 6-inch and stuff, and Tommy being Umagod.
Yeah, he was there in Hawaii too.
Yeah,
he flew through a hole like that big.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. And it's getting bigger. So I'll get 6-inch stuff sent to me, and I love giving the feedback. But when it comes to my own personal stuff, it's all still the same frame. It's I fly because, like I said, for me it's all about video. It's not about going fast. And like if I was just to go fast and race, I don't care. My shit could be shaky as fuck as long as it's like, I'm just going fast. I'm not worried about video or nothing. I'm just I need to be the fastest guy out there.
Yeah.
So that's completely different. But the main thing I change is like just props. I'll play around with different props. And that's about it. I really don't change anything else. Dropping my frame down to 20 millimeters was the only other thing, but I knew that wouldn't change much. That would just actually help the CG a little bit, bringing it more on the prop line. So that wasn't too big of a change. But the frame, everything's the same. I don't change the frame. I don't change the ESCs. I don't change the flight controller. Guys try all the new flight controllers and everything. I still stick with the same flight controller. I'm still on Beta Flight. I'm not even on the newest Beta Flight. Well, I think there's a new one, like a new one from like just recently. There's always a new Beta Flight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was like KISS. I don't know if you remember, like everyone was like, oh, they're gonna go with the KISS FC because they don't change anything. Like KISS just works. Yeah. Well, now it's like you have KISS. How many firmwares do you have for KISS? Like they're constantly changing. Everybody always has to change. Like it's never. When it comes to that stuff, like your firmware, you gotta change it. But hardware, stick with the hardware. If it works, don't fuck with it.
Like even for me, like playing with the ESCs over here, we just have regular plain ESCs, so it's really nothing special. But I started playing with the multi-rotor ESC, so it's like the 400 hertz ESCs, and then you realize how responsive it is. And then I was like, okay, well, then they had 600 hertz ones. So I was like, oh shit, now I got to buy 600 hertz ones just to try them.
Try it,
and even the guys in the wing community don't even use it because they don't know. So as soon as they do know, they're gonna start buying. Oh, let's flash them, a 100 amp ESC with the 600 hertz or Simon K, whatever, and then
get that responsiveness from it.
Yes. So it's really peppy. It's really when you have a multi quad or multi quad mini quad ESC in there. It's fresh. I mean, we don't need it, but it's nice.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like you want that little bit of like just resolution to feel like through your. Your throttle. I mean, obviously, when we fly, we glide and then we'll pop the throttle. We don't really oscillate the throttle too much. You can do it if you're trying to like keep up. I mean, if you're trying to like follow somebody, you can pop the throttle. It'll gradually do it. But if you reduce the throttle, what happens? You stall momentum and you'll slowly start to pass them. So you have to just make sure you don't pass them. But. Yeah, it's just keeping up with the goddamn technology is a motherfucker. So it's
It's a pain, man. We all got to do it. I just bought, some ESCs that are they cost about $130 a pop. So it's like, oh, damn it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit's expensive.
They're probably legit though.
I hope they are. I mean, well, I know they are, but I also know that I paid for the name.
Oh yeah,
so
that's always the thing too.
Yeah. So there's a double the markup. So it's like fuck. But I wanted it. They don't even look that great. It sucks. But at least I'll have them.
Fucking spray paint them. That's what I do. I spray paint all my shit.
Well, I was gonna take the stickers off and polish. Get the aluminum polish down as best I can, and it sparkles in the sun. So
it's like fucking metal flake that shit or something.
Well, they only give you a little bit, like an inch by an inch and a half of room, so it's like unless it's laced.
I don't
with gold.
get why all these companies aren't just putting the what's that shit, conformal coating on everything.
Is
the waterproofing
waterproof
shit. Yeah, like why don't they just put it on everything? Like Trappy puts it on his ESCs.
Huh? I don't know. I mean, I've never crashed in the water. I don't.
Well, say like you're in like a lot of tall grass or something that's wet in the morning or something. You never know. I mean,
well, like on mine are all sealed.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's harder to get water in there
and shit.
Plus, like I bury my ESC in the foam and then I put a little bbit of goop on the outside just so it seals. So it stays pretty dry.
All my shit's like shrink wrapped and stuff, pretty good.
Yeah,
but still, for me, I'm just like, it's one of those things where I'm like, might as well just dip the shit while you're there.
well, it's at the factory. Just put it in the dip and then call it good,
exactly.
like Roger Rabbit.
Yep, exactly.
Like, oh fuck. But it's good to hear like your take on stuff. And it seems like it's relaying a lot of that can be worked into the stuff that we're doing here, especially for us wing guys. Like with all the technology that's happening, it might, like, some of the technology in the mini quad is actually working for us in the wing side.
Yeah, a little crossover.
Yeah, the crossover, like the OSD, the little OSD current sensors.
Oh yeah.
So like I've been using those, and I'm trying to modify that to get a higher amp range, because they're like, yeah, it's 100 amp ES, or it's 100 amp current sensor, and and modifying it to get the needs that we want. Because I've gone through them a couple of times, but you just want something that works. So I'm hoping someday they make something that's strong enough.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing. Just, find something that works and stick with it. And hopefully companies kind of do that too. If they have something that's really good and they just stick with it. I mean, like a current sensor, like OSD, like the PNP 50 from TVS. I mean, that thing just, it's big. It's kind of like a little obnoxious in a way, especially for mini quads, but it works. It's something that just works all the time.
That's the power.
I don't even know why I'm talking about TVS so much. I just feel like they have a lot of shit that works. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, just stuff like that. I think that's the problem, is there's too many companies coming out with too much stuff too fast.
Yep.
Might not have really R&D'd it, and people are buying all the shit and it doesn't work, and just smokes up on them and all that and whatever. I don't know. Quit wasting your money on shit.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Quit save your money and shit. It's just like,
that's what I always tell everyone. Everyone's like, oh, what should I get when you start out, or like whatever. I'm like, buy a good radio.
Yeah.
Like buy a radio, like ask people around, or go to the track, see what most people are flying. Like, for the most part, I'm pretty sure, Tyrannus, like FR Sky, I'm pretty sure if you go to like a race, majority of the people, what's in their hand? FR Sky. Like, I remember the first race I went to, that's all I saw also. I was like, holy shit, like, there's probably a reason why most people are using that radio.
Yep.
And you'll see a couple other people that are using, some other stuff and everything. And there's probably that's that small percent. That's like your guys that drive Civics all the time and have hundreds of thousands of miles on them, or a Toyota or something. They keep running, and and then you get somebody that is driving like, I don't know, some fucking shitty car. I don't know. There's plenty of them out there these days, but there's a handful of those people, and their next car is going to be a fucking Civic because they're tired of driving a shitty car. You know what I mean? Like, just get stuff that like you know is going to last in this hobby.
Well, I got fed up with okay. I bought a Spectrum, a DX6i, way back in the day, like 2006. Or no, not 2006, but 2012, 13, around there. And then we were having brownouts or fail-safes, and it was the thing. Like, I didn't know what else was out there, and then Hobby King showed up.
Yeah.
And then I started watching YouTube and, figuring out what was actually out there that was versatile. It was tricky because I was a new guy. I didn't know what to look for. So JR was a nice radio back in the day. And Fly Sky copied kind of like the same body style of the JR. And then FR Sky it kind of copied the JR body style. So, they obviously it's all made in China, but FR Sky kind of stayed relevant and updated, the protocols that are inside that transmit, and then made it open
you even
source.
got into OpenTX, which is all open source. So there's so many people working on writing code and stuff for it too, and making it better.
So it's like, oh my god, it makes it so much more versatile, and even the remote itself, you can put modules in the back.
Oh yeah,
upgrading the batteries.
What else? There's so much more you could do with it.
Upgrading the antennas, like even the new Spectrum. You ever seen the new Spectrum antennas? They're like molded penises.
Oh yeah, you can't do shit with that.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Dildo coming out.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want this fucking unicorn of a fucking remote. Like, I want to change the antenna.
Only thing I gotta say about Spectrum is their stock gimbals have a nicer feel to them than the FR Sky gimbals.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you get the Hall gimbals now for FR Sky. Those are fucking
$20
amazing.
Is that $20 each?
Yeah, 20 or 40, whatever. Doesn't even matter what it is. It's a Hall sensor. So like, when you look in the shit's not bouncing around anymore or nothing. It's like it's a sensor. Like, center stick is center stick, regardless of anything. And I mean, like, for everyone that bitches like, oh, well, your gimbals aren't as good or something, like, Spectrums are better. I'm like, well, I could get a fucking better gimbal now. Like, yeah, they're sold, and they're like, well, you can't even get them because they're sold out everywhere. Well, there's a reason they're fucking sold out everywhere, because they're good as fuck. Like holy shit. And,
look, motherfucker, just be patient. It'll restock soon enough.
Yeah, and before that, it's like, they had the Aurora 9 gimbals. I put Aurora 9s inside the Tyrannus, and those are good. I still have those in like my original Tyrannus, and those feel super good. So yeah, the negative is it has shitty gimbals to start with, but can easily be fixed. And then you have an amazing radio that has more functionality than anything you will ever need. And you can switch to a 5 dBi mod on it, get way more range than anything out there. You could throw the Crossfire module in the back and have like fuck you range after that, or whatever UHF system you want to use.
That's my favorite kind of range.
Yeah, dude, and I see dudes that go out there, like the guys that are like, they'll complain and be like, oh well, you shouldn't be like, you'll hear it about guys like, like say like Steel gets a bad fucking like rap all the time. Like, you shouldn't be diving these big ass fucking buildings and shit. What if you fail safe or something? Or all that shit. Like, no. Like, what if he was flying Spectrum? Yeah, I'd be like, Steel, you shouldn't be fucking flying that shit, because you are gonna fucking fail safe like halfway up that fucking building. But he's not. He's the same way. He flies equipment he could trust. He knows and everything. And FR Sky's equipment you can trust
exactly
to do what you want to do. And the guy, it's funny because most of the guys that are complaining and bitching are that you're Spectrum dudes. Because your Spectrum dudes are your local hobby flying field fucking guys. All that shit and everything. Like, nothing wrong with a flying field. I get it. You want to be under regulation and all this shit and like whatever. And, don't want to ruin the hobby or whatever they fucking say out there.
Well, a lot of it is like the AMA mentality. The old timers are like, oh, stick with what works, man. There's not no about way you can grow the hobby if you're not flying at the flying field. Well, I tell you what, the fucking 10 people that came up to me today that fucking wanted to figure out
what I was doing, and they got stoked on it, and they want to buy this shit and get into the hobby.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have found me if I was sitting at the flying field with all the other dudes that were already in the hobby.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, we're out there in the fucking public and doing this stuff, and yeah, it's just funny because the guys that talk shit are usually the guys that are flying Spectrum or fucking those kind of dudes.
They're the fanboys, the hardcore fanboys. It's like if you can be a fanboy, but you also got to understand of what the fuck is around you and say, okay, they do have a point, but I still like my radio. You know, they're like, no, fuck that. No, it's not going to work. But
yeah, I mean, I don't have anything really against that shit. It's just shit fail-safes. I mean, I don't know. I've fucking like seen crazy shit with it. Like, well, I've seen Tommy was running. What was the big one? The DX9 or something like that.
Well, I think they have like a DX18 or something.
It was something like, you know, they're bomb one, you know, like the fucking,
they're huge. They're
the blacked
big.
out one. It was like fucking rad one. We were at a park, and he couldn't even fly. Like, it wasn't even far. He couldn't even fly around like the backside of the park without it fail-safing. He had to stand in the middle of the park.
Fuck that, dude.
So he had signal around the park.
Hold on, wait. Did they give that to him?
Probably. I don't know. Fucking. It's Tommy. The dude's fucking famous and shit.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're like, "Hi, we're Spectrum. We're the big dicks in the fucking area. Here, use my shit. Blow up the fucking brand." But they're not listening to us. They're not listening to the fucking.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if they're a big company that goes, if we get our shit in the hands of all these people that people watch, then people are automatically going to think our stuff's the shit because they're using it, and then people buy it and they spend their fucking hard-earned money on it to go watch their fucking quad go up in the air and fucking explode into a bunch of fucking pieces, and then they have to go out and buy all new shit, and then they don't know what's going on because they're not used to it, and they go, why did it just follow the sky? Did I have a desync with my ESCs?
Oh, fuck.
It must have been that, or it must have been like my new KISS FC having like some issue or something. No, it was your fucking radio that just fucking made your shit lose link. But they don't know yet. The thing is, they don't know, and
they're gonna know. You know, they're gonna
know eventually, and you know, hopefully the companies hear shit like this or see stuff, and they do end up fixing their stuff and getting better protocols to fucking get a better link and everything. But I don't know if they give a shit. A lot of companies just want to make money.
Well, they've been around ever since I've been around. I mean, well, started in the hobby. They've been around.
Anything you buy that's like ready to fly or something, most likely is a fucking Spectrum.
I mean, and if you think about like their product, their branding is all in China. So it's like, okay, well, are you really an American company? All of your products are made in fucking China. Like, as fucked up as it sounds, this is what's funny. As fucked up as it sounds, everything is made in China. So, you know, when you're not listening to us and a Chinese company like FR Sky is listening to the community, that says something to me as a consumer. So
exactly.
It's to me, it speaks volume. So the product that doesn't want to change, they're like, no, it's not it. Just buy it. Buy their $60 or $70 or $80 receiver that they have, and it's like, fuck. Why would I want to do that when I can spend like I just shopped today. I bought four receivers at FPV headquarters in my area, and those were $25. Like, holy shit! I'd rather spend that money and then instead of buying one for the fucking name that's gonna burn out. I want my money to travel further than doing it that way.
I mean, look at fucking but back to the fucking Crossfire. But the TBS micro receiver, it's like what, $50 or something. That's like a bulletproof little receiver. I've never had a problem with that thing. And it works good as fuck. That's a long range receiver. You think Spectrum could find some middle ground between for the price that they have between like a long range receiver that's built like that and just like what they have going on right now, and find something that works and sell it for $40 or something, or 30. Yeah. I don't know how much those things cost, but I know they come in a fucking big ass box that you have to unscrew and pull the thing out and re-shrink wrap it and do all this shit to it.
Plasma cutter to get through that first layer.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I like about the FR Sky, this is, you know, obviously this is my personal take, but obviously it can resonate with a lot of people who are out there who are starting. Is that was it the Q7, the brand new one?
Oh, it's affordable as fuck. Is that where you're going, right?
It's was it $110?
Oh yeah, I could talk about that one because I'm like stoked on that radio because I got that radio, and that, you know, I was like, I just want to see because it's cheap. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to be like, well, what's this radio like if it's this cheap? Is it really shitty? And I got it, and I was like, wow, it feels really nice in your hand. It's a pretty good quality. Yeah, some people bitched about the back battery door, but who gives a fuck? Yeah. It's decent. It works.
You can print a new one.
Yeah, you can print a new one that's a little bit bigger, and you can fit a bigger battery back there. That was the other thing. Yeah, it doesn't come with a battery, but, you know, if you're in this hobby, you could find like a 3-cell battery and print a battery door or something that fits in the back. Or find somebody that you could buy a printed battery. There's so much stuff. There's just a lot of resources from it. What I'm getting to is it's highly modifiable to where you could take a cheap radio like that feels really good and turn it into something that, you know, is like an $800 radio, and you probably only have like $180 into it or $200 into it.
And so, and that's what I think. That's what. I don't know if they're scared. Well, I don't know if they're scared at all. They probably don't give a shit because they're selling so much bullshit out on the other, like the as far as aircrafts, they're like, oh, look, this is the new 1947 Cub that you remember when you were fucking young. And I'm like, that was like last year's fucking model, but it was blue. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
So what
we've worked out the trims.
what companies need to do is start listening to we are the other demographic. We are the FPV. We're a huge fucking base now. We're growing on a daily, and like I said before, the companies that are listening are the companies that are going to be around for years to come.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can have money. I'll keep throwing money at them.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you know, they're so big. Like, you know, I'm just saying, like Spectrum, so they think that they're just never going to go anywhere, type of thing. So they don't really give it. I feel like they just don't give a shit just for that reason. They're like, well, we're fucking Spectrum. Everybody that comes into the hobby fucking flies and buys their shit. So you go to a hobby store. I mean, it's true. That's what's in there. I can't go to a hobby store like a regular, like a big hobby store out by us. Like, you know, Pegasus, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think you used to like do something with them. I don't know. I've seen your wings up in there.
Yeah, they got some resell a couple of them over there.
Yeah, like I go in there, like I can't find FR Sky stuff in there. I mean, I have to order it online or something like that.
Where is it at?
It's all Spectrum. You know, it's all Spectrum. They might have some JR stuff, but for the most part, I mean, like JR is pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Like model airplane magazines, all Spectrum.
Yeah.
And JR's going out of business, aren't they? I think they're done.
Yeah,
they're closing their doors.
There you go. Spent the money on the second page.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
like, you know, big magazines, they have the money for the advertising and everything. But what's crazy is they have the money for the advertising. But look at a company like FR Sky. They don't even have to pay money for advertising. They have all of us advertising their shit because it works. Mm-hmm. And we're not getting like. I mean, I don't even think they've ever sponsored anybody or have had to do anything. People just are like, dude, that shit works. I'm gonna fucking buy it. I'm gonna buy these receivers. I know I don't have to buy like 40 receivers because they're all fucking piece of shit. I just need to buy 2, put them in my models, and they work. So.
That's how Dragon Link is a company that's based in Florida. It's an American made shop. The guy that owns the company, Mike, he's on RCgroups, and he grew his business by word of mouth and people proving that his stuff works. Now it's a UHF system.
Yeah, that's a good link too.
And
that's a good
I've been using it for years Like that was my first long range. Well, I had immersion to easy UHF.
Easy UHF, yeah.
It didn't work for me. They're like, oh, you need to upgrade it or you need to flash it. And I was like, fuck all that. I don't want to do anything. But the Dragon Link, I just turned it on. It freaking worked. I did the steps, new ID, range checked, and I was good to go.
Yeah.
But but he's constantly listening, and he's always on the forums and RC groups, and he's listening. And that's, if they don't listen, then why the fuck are we gonna spend money on you guys? Yeah,
the only time those big companies listen is when you talk shit on them.
Yep.
And then they just cry.
And then they'll come after us.
Yeah, fuck.
They're gonna be driving by my house. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
but like Debo.
For what though? I mean, it's not going to change anything.
No,
but what they should be doing is listening to us instead of crying about, like, actually do something that, that changes what they're doing and use it for the better for their company.
They gotta get in the trenches, man. They gotta stop. They gotta stop having these banquets. They gotta stop doing buying all these cars and shit. I mean, it's the same way with the AMA too. Like, I don't know if they're doing it more and more, but are you an AMA member?
Yeah.
We're probably going to lose our shit now. But what I'm saying is we pay money to these guys, and, they have a huge facility. Like, they have a huge ass facility, and they're starting to do more events. But before, they were very hesitant to kind of see FPV as an actual sport, as an actual sport. So, they're slowly starting to realize that there's more money out there, us being money. And so they're going to make more money off of the new flyers. So
yeah, I feel like the AMA is getting better at it though, because I mean, if you look at some of like those magazines and things and stuff, it seems like they're showing and promoting more FPV events and like slowly more articles and things like that. In that stuff, so I do feel like at least they're
listening.
They're listening. They're doing a better job of like opening up to it.
Yeah, well, they need to, Gus. They're going to lose some fucking money,
right?
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. As fucked up as it sounds, it is the truth. It's like because they have the insurance system and they're all in with the FAA. It's all money. It's all fucking money.
It's all tied in.
Yeah. It's that's how it works. And us, I mean, I've been flying non-AMA for years, and it may sound like I'm an asshole or whatever, but I mean, why should I fucking pay whoever this fucking entity is to fly in my backyard?
Yeah.
Or go to a field that's designated for them. I'd rather go to a location that's empty and fly by myself.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that sucks is that these events that were put on, the AMA had to give them the okay, and you had to buy into that bullshit. That's one thing personally, it bugs me. Like, I don't want to pay fucking money to fly. I shouldn't owe you anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think I don't know. I think that's the thing too. Is like, I think they do go to these events though, and they're kind of blown away by what it really is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get some behind their desks and stuff, and
it's the old guys. Again, we're talking about the old guys. I mean, you looking at remember the magazine I just showed you?
Yeah.
If you look at the magazines that are out there, they're all old timers magazines.
Yeah, exactly.
When is there going to be an FPV magazine or a
I don't know, man.
rotor magazine?
Dead, dude.
Like, what the fuck? There's a movement going on, and nobody. Well, hopefully there is, but I mean, I only bought that magazine only because I was actually they had a picture of me from Hawaii, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude. But I wouldn't subscribe to a magazine because it doesn't fit me as a, like, I want to see real wing builders in a magazine. I want to see real FPV content. I want to see you as a vlogger in the magazine, because I'm like, dude, these guys I watch all the time. Where's the magazine at?
Yeah, well, maybe if I do a video on like how I'm building my fucking big ass balsa fucking Corsair or something, I don't know.
Maybe you'll make it. I remember the Corsair.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe if I'm, using my whole shop space to fucking build one of those.
But you,
I totally get it.
It's
true.
We have to do it to kind of go with the flow, and to me that doesn't sit right with me personally. And as a hobby that I do enjoy, I don't want to pay something to do something I want to do. Why the fuck am I going to pay the man?
There needs to be more pot stirrers in this hobby.
God damn it. I'm going to lose my shit. They're going to send me a letter. We revoked your card. You're no longer an AMA member. Fuck.
Yeah.
But hey, if I don't speak my mind, a lot of us are thinking the same thing. And
exactly.
I talk with guys that feel the same way.
Exactly. That's how I am,
It's like if I don't know. I had a talk with Y Lamb from FPV podcast, and they have the facility, they have the money, our money, to make a facility, an actual race facility like NASCAR. They have the land out there. Like, have you ever seen their land out at the AMA headquarters?
No.
Like, they can, put a structure in place that's a permanent structure to have these events. I mean, we're paying them good fucking money for the guys to fly around and go to these banquet dinners and shit. Like, make a permanent event. That way you can do a Drone Worlds at one location in the United States. Or have a international one, or
it's all regulated by them and everything. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome, and I would love to see something like that happen. It would be, I would feel a lot better, spending the money going into an organization like that.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm totally fucked now.
No, hopefully they listen to it and go, holy shit, we do have a big ass field. Let's do this.
It's fucking huge. Like,
yeah,
put up some telephone poles in there, put some fishing or some nets up, secure everything.
Yep,
good to go. Super easy.
That shit like some Red Bull Air races. If they could fucking
don't even
find a place to do shit like that, they could easily find a place to do stuff that you guys are doing.
Well, Goodyear, well, they're mainly a tire company. I don't think we have anything rubber on ours. Not really, but Red Bull. What's another aerial?
Well, actually, all these fuckers think soft mounting's a thing now. So
wait, you don't do that to yours?
Yeah, there's some rubber in between their motors probably now.
See, I'm not in on all the cool stuff that what's going on in the.
It's good. None of that shit
all
works.
The hype train.
It's all hype shit.
Oh man. Okay, so. I don't know how I wanted to touch on a few more things before we let you go.
All right.
I let you go. But as far as using the social media to kind of spread the word and promote yourself and to get you out there with more content or more viewers to view your content. I remember I showed you the link, the VidMe, and how easy it was.
Yes.
But like you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, VidMe's not bad. It's something where it's nice because it's a platform there's other people that might not be on YouTube. They're going on, say, like VidMe. I know there's other platforms. I also I'll post stuff on like Twitter. Mm-hmm. I just started doing that. I never used to think of it that way before, but yeah, the more social platforms you could be involved in, the more reach you have to people that might not see you on a certain platform. So if all you're doing is posting in Facebook groups, that's all the people you're going to see. And you might get buried. Yeah. But that same video, if you do put a link on Instagram that says, hey, go look at my video on YouTube, then put on Facebook a link, here's my video, go also check it out, say on YouTube, or VidMe, or whatever your platform is. And if you're on VidMe, it automatically links to your YouTube. You got to be on all those platforms. Yeah. You got to do some work behind it. Just posting a video up or just posting a picture a day or something like that. You're not going to get people following you or views or anything really like that. And you gotta spread it out. Like say VidMe, I noticed if you post a video on YouTube and then you post the same day on VidMe that same video, for some reason I just noticed I feel like I don't really get the attention I would if I did it the same day. If I like to post the stuff on YouTube and then post a VidMe like maybe like 4 days later or something, or a few days later. So I spread it all out. Twitter's a now thing. You know, if you do anything on Twitter, it means it's happening now. Instagram's kind of a now thing in a way. Instagram stories, it's good to get involved on the stories now that they have that there. It's kind of like Snapchat. So now you don't have to worry about the platform like Snapchat. You can reach all your followers through that, and you can just show whatever bullshit you want throughout the day, or say whatever fucked up things you want, because in 24 hours, it's gone. So you could be like, fuck this guy, fuck his shit, fuck everything they're fucking making, and in 24 hours, you're like, I don't know what happened. I passed out. I blacked out during that time. Sorry, and it's gone. So,
well, that's good info, because like a lot of guys that didn't know, like I didn't know. I just saw it on usually the shit that I watch. They're like, YouTube was cutting down my subscribers, or they're doing a new method, and they're like, I need to reach more people, so go follow me over there. So I was like, okay, let's see what this is. So I went over there, and I was like, okay, it looks pretty easy. I mean, content's pretty simple, and you copy your URL in there and upload, and done.
That's it. Yeah,
it's fucking easy.
Yeah. So that's a good one. But yeah, that's what I noticed. I noticed a lot of guys, like I was saying before, with they just kind of think, I'm gonna talk to myself in the camera. I'm gonna like show some flying. There's a lot more work to it. You gotta think things through, the way you edit everything. I mean, I use like Final Cut to edit. There's so many different editing softwares, I guess, out there that you could use, like Adobe Premiere. That's like a monthly fee to use that one. Final Cut you have to pay for, but it's like a one-time thing. There's iMovie. You could probably even do stuff on iMovie on your phone if you don't really have the resources to do things. Even when it comes down to people say, like, what camera should I buy, or how do I get into it? I let them know. I'm like, hey, with the way iPhones are and everything now, like, there's very good cameras on iPhones, or your Samsung or whatever. You could use your camera to film yourself, talk, or film your quad, or whatever you're doing. You can set up on a tripod, get a cheap little tripod from Best Buy or Radio Shack if they're still around in your area. I know there's some stores, or Photo Place, Walmart, who knows. Like, just get a tripod, set it up, put your phone on it, and you can film your build video from your phone, and make an edit from there. You don't really need expensive stuff to get started in it. You could get started making videos so easily. But if you tell a good story and have, like, just be yourself and everything with it, then people don't matter, like, what the fuck you're really filming on. It's just when you get, like with me, when you just get picky with things and you're like, oh, I know I can make this image look a little better, or I know the sound quality could be better. Then you start buying all this shit and everything, But if you want to get a story across and get people to watch your stuff, you could do it with anything, really. You don't really need expensive gear, but eventually it becomes your hobby, and like any hobby, you start buying all the stuff you need for it. So
well, people are curious. I mean, like when people listen to podcasts, it's like they're listening in on the conversation sneakily, but it's like they're eavesdropping on a conversation. So that's why this kind of method works too, because it grabs their full attention. So it's working great. I'm not that great at recording video, because I said that before. Just goofy looking, can't do it. That's just weird. But this works for me. So I don't know. Maybe if I build myself up, I'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of it too. Is like it doesn't matter. I mean, for you personally, you have to build yourself up to it. But if you have something to tell people will listen. Doesn't matter, what you look like, or what you're really doing, or whatever it is. It's just you just have to have the right thing to catch, people's attention. Is the main part. So, and it's slow growth. I mean, there's guys that have shit tons of subscribers and followers and all that stuff, and people want that right away, and then I think they stop. They like start doing videos. I've noticed that a lot, and they get pretty decent. Like they're into it, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I didn't get to 100 subscribers yet," or something. So they instantly stop, and they're kind of done with it there, and they think it's something they're doing, or they're not doing it right, or whatever it may be. But you just have to keep doing it. I mean, for me, like I said, I did over 100 videos almost daily, and I just keep doing it because I like to do it. I don't give a shit if I get 2 subscribers a day, or if I get 30 or 100 subscribers in a day. More the merrier. Yeah, I'm happy about it. But if I look at my analytics and I have 3, I'm like, well, today was a 3 day. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow I might drop this video that I've been working hard on, that I'm stoked on, and I might pull 100 tomorrow or something, or whatever it may be. I might get a bigger reach because more people are going to share that video, or whatever it may be, because it's an awesome video. But you're never going to get that awesome video if you don't do it. So you just got to keep doing the videos, or doing the podcasts, or doing the Instagram posts, or the stories, whatever it is. If you keep doing them, eventually one of those is going to be good, and then the next one might be good. You just give better odds to yourself by keep doing it. So
good. Well, that's perfect advice for guys listening. So hopefully somebody out there will use this. It's gonna be like, damn it, I remember I listened to that. Fucking Konetzny said keep doing it. And I'm gonna keep doing it. So
yeah, and shit, they could follow me on YouTube. I mean, just look up Konetzny, and you'll hear that shit all the time. I'm always like, just keep fucking doing it.
Well, it just takes a long time.
It does, yeah.
And doing stuff like that, it's you just got to keep doing it, man. It's just tough. It's tough. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, shoot, I think we've killed a pretty damn good amount of time here, and I know you're probably got to get back to work. Your brother's probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's back here. He's fucking. He's probably going to get on Call of Duty and probably play a game soon or something. Who knows?
All right. Well, shoot. Well, so let everyone know where they can find you at. You're on all the social outlets.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Instagram, you can look me up as Konetzny FPV. Twitter is I'm Konetzny. Anything that has pretty much Konetzny, it's like Konasty. It's most likely me in some form.
Yeah.
Same thing on YouTube. It's Konetzny, VidMe, Konetzny, and that's pretty much all I'm using. I think right now. Facebook Konetzny. You can find me on there, and yeah. So find me on all those. Follow me on all those, and if you leave any comments or anything, I'm pretty good at pretty much writing back to all of you. I try not to miss anybody, so don't think if you follow me, I'm just going to take your follow and leave you there.
Oh, that's perfect, dude. That's perfect. All right, well, I appreciate you coming on and telling us your story and your take on FPV and just the shit that we got to deal with on a daily. So
yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, Ruben.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, well, I'll try to get you on again here pretty soon. I'm going to see if, I'm going to try to get some guys who aren't, popular in the mini quad, but more popular in the wings. So, I'm going to try to get a more diverse.
Yeah, for sure.
But I appreciate you taking the time out and goofing around on this.
Yeah, hit me up anytime. I'll do part 2, part 3, whatever it is.
Sweet.
Group chat with a couple of the wing dudes. Maybe we could battle.
You can teach us how to fly.
Yeah, that's it. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and hopefully you guys are found this episode enjoyable. So, I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up, and thank you very much. And I think that's it. So with that, you guys have a lovely day. And until next time, guys, peace.